Yo, yo, what's good? What's good, everybody? Man, it was a hell of a night for sports last night, man. I was watching the NBA Finals and the Charlo fight at the same time. Busy night, dog. I made a small video on the Charlo fight, man. It was like disappointing on his end, but super impressive by Brian Castano. Brian Castano has really solidified himself as an elite fighter and one of these guys you got to go through in 154, man. But the Milwaukee Bucks, they won three straight after going down 0-2. The Bucks made adjustments. They played Brook Lopez less minutes, and even in the less minutes, he's been really effective. And Giannis has been Giannis still throughout this series. The Phoenix Suns have not been able to figure out anything to guard Giannis. The Suns had an injury to Saric, and then they just have no big depth at all. DeAndre Ayton is literally the only person that can stay in front of Giannis as well as score in the paint. The Bucks have been doing a good job on defense on contesting all of these shots, man. Chris Paul, he had a 32-point game at first, and then his numbers just been decreasing ever since. Everybody want to say Chris Paul's a choker, but I honestly don't feel like the Suns have enough right now, man. They just don't have enough. The Bucks have been winning. The Bucks won a couple of these games with Holiday and Middleton being inefficient. That's how I know this does not look good for the Suns. And the Suns were the first team in this series to lose at home. That's a bad sign. To be honest, it looked like the Suns needed that game 4 a little more than Milwaukee, because that's how the Suns had stopped the bleeding against the Clippers by winning game 4, which made them comfortable enough to win that series without too much trouble. But the Phoenix Suns, they're going to have to win 2 in a row to win their first ever NBA Finals, and the Bucks got to win one more to win their first finals since Kareem Abdul Jabbar. That's right. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the Milwaukee Bucks' new Kareem Abdul Jabbar of this modern era. He ain't got like no sky hook or nothing like that, but the dude is dominant in the paint. Giannis been hitting more of his mid-rangers more and more efficiently. It's just a hell of a show, man, that the Milwaukee Bucks as a whole been putting on. Drew Holiday had like 15 points in the second quarter, man. And I was just on the stream with True the King, man, arguing that this dude was overpaid by a little bit. The whole time we arguing, he overpaid. He out there looking like a superstar on our ass. So yeah, I guess I take that shit back on Holiday. And Holiday and Middleton, they've been inefficient a lot in these playoffs, man, but they've been coming through when they need it the most to avoid elimination and to take control of the series. It looked like it's history in the making for the Bucks, man. The Bucks got all the momentum, and they going into their home court at Game 6, man. Bud Budenholzer may have destroyed the narrative of him being a playoff choker. Giannis, he can stop the narratives of him being a number one guy. The series ain't over with, man. I wouldn't count Phoenix out. And I think it's more of important. The pressure is more on the Bucks for Game 6 because they really don't want to go back to Phoenix for Game 7. Phoenix been playing better at home, man. Even though the Phoenix was up on the Bucks in this game, they was up 18 points, and they blew that lead so quick, dog. Like, I think the lead evaporated by like midway of the second quarter. That's how you know that. See, the Milwaukee Bucks has shown signs in this series that they're the better team, but the Suns have been fighting hard, man. The Bucks been trying to play their style with the paint points, trying to dominate the Suns on the glass, and they have been. Even before this game last night, man, the Suns were taking over half of their shots from the mid range. So if I was to guess, I would say that the Bucks may finish this series, and win the championship at home. So I probably would expect to see the legends from the 50 years ago championship. They was at game 4, Kareem and Oscar Robertson, that duo they had in 1970 that brought back that chip. And Kareem, he got to eat his words. He got to eat his words. The Bucks got to win one more game. He said that they wouldn't make it out of the second round. He said KD would kill these guys. I mean, how it was looking, he's not wrong for saying it though, but still, just keep a little bias for your own team that you played for. You know what I'm saying? But just shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning 3 straight, looking like they on their way to greatness. In front of their home court, they got the picture of the starting 5 talking about history and the making and the title of the mural. And it looked like they gonna live up to that shit, man. Giannis gonna win the chip, Finals MVP with a second round pick on his side, and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, a fringe all-star. Hardly ever been an all-star. He probably been an all-star once. No super team, man. Giannis is really showing LeBron and KD you don't need super teams to win. Now on to Jamel Charlo. I don't like what I seen. I feel like he lost the fight. And before the fight, I'm not gonna say he was looking past Castano, but he was like he would whoop anybody ass who would come up from 47 and try to make a reign at 154. And I believed him before the fight. But now I feel like Terrence Crawford can pull that off. Now, Terrence Crawford got Errol Spence problems in the 147 division, but he's planning on making a move to 154 pounds soon. Even like, I don't know, I really see a situation where Spence and Bud, Spence beats up Pacquiao and not even be able to negotiate with Bud because the negotiations were already tough. You know what I'm saying? And Spence himself say that if he can't negotiate with Bud, he going to 54. I wouldn't be surprised if they meet in that division. But Brian Castano, I gotta heap all the praise on Castano, man. I didn't think his style would work only because of defensively, and he proved the world wrong. He was pressuring Jamal Charlo, man. He was timing his shit. Even when he got hurt, he showed good ring IQ and survival skills. Wouldn't let Charlo even put him down, let alone knock him out. And like I say, he hurt Charlo too. He hurt him with 2 different shots on the ropes in that 3rd round. And he had Charlo on the back foot pretty much the whole night, man. The whole night, just nonstop pressure. He's a nonstop pressure fighter, but Castano, he had to really choose his shots tonight. He couldn't really throw 80 punches around like how he's done in his career before, man. I'm looking at the punch stats now. Castano, he wasn't he made adjustments. He was not the same guy. He just did not want to just rush in on Jamel and get caught. See, when he rushed in and was pressuring Jamal Charlo, he was landing in the second round, and Jamel Charlo, he had the fucking backed up and hit him with that sweeping left hook. And it had rattled Castano. And now everybody looking like, oh man, here go a cherry pick. Dude don't even belong in there with Charlo. But he bounced back, man. He bounced back and kept Charlo at bay. Charlo really only could do his damage from the mid-range. He could not fight Castano on the inside like that. And Jamel tried to box. But that was a hell of a performance for Castano, man. Castano, you could make an argument he's the best in the division, dog. This fight was in Texas, where Charlo is from, so I guess he got the home cooking, especially with that 117-111 card by one of them judges. It was 114, 113 in one card, and then the draw was on the third card, 114, 114. I would be real pissed if I was Castano, but Castano, he did his interview and a smile and shit, like, oh, maybe we'll get rematch and all that shit. Like, bro, you literally should have been the undisputed champ right now. You're supposed to be leaving the ring with 5 different belts around your waist right now, not just the one WBO you got. But if Castano don't get the rematch here, I don't know where he goes from here. But there's got to be an undisputed. It's going to be the first time ever that somebody is undisputed at 154. So these dudes need to rematch as quick as possible so we can sort things out, dog. But this was just dramatic. It was dramatic. Derrick James even told Charlo, like around the 9th round, that you was down. Charlo, after the fight, him and his brother was looking concerned in the corner. But I disagree with the Charlos, man, thinking that even the draw is him getting robbed. But Bud, if he's not a pressure fighter like Castano, man, but he can keep Jamel Charlo off of him, man, and he goes to the body more than Castano. And he's more, you know what I'm saying, skilled than Castano, and he can move better. Castano, all he knew was go forward. That's literally all this dude knows, dog. And you know what I'm saying? Castano, that's not all he knows, but like his combinations are really underrated and his defense is underrated. I barely like even the shots Charlo was hitting him with, it was through the guard. You know what I'm saying? Castano was up on his shit last night, man. And I gotta give props to Castano. I would not miss another Brian Castano fight as well as a Jamel Charlo fight. These two dudes are some warriors, and they put on a show for us last night. And there was some controversy in there. And controversy sells, because if these two dudes fight again, it can damn sure be on pay-per-view, if you ask me. But I just wanted to put in on these two topics from last night, man. It was a hell of a night for sports, and I love it.